Have some good news to share with you this week about some of the work that we've been doing in the military, as well as continued conversations into the infrastructure of chiropractic. So please make sure you watch this all the way through. Well, good morning, our American chiropractors. My name is Baron Hoig. I am the executive director of One Chiropractic and the Chiropractic Defense Council, coming to you today, Monday, May 15th, for your weekly update. I haven't talked too much with you about this work just because we've been doing it for a very long time, but had a great call with our lobbying team this week on a number of different reasons. But one of them is the work that we've been doing to try to get chiropractic more accepted into our military. Whether you know this or not, currently chiropractors cannot serve in our military as officers. Chiropractors can join the military, but they have to do some other trade. They cannot operate as a chiropractor. That's an issue as far as we're concerned. Back in 1993, George Bush Sr. did sign into law through the NDAA, which is the defense spending bill, that chiropractors could be commissioned officers, but it's just never happened. And, various organizations throughout the profession have tried to do bills, and some good work has been done specifically through the VA, but nothing to do with active duty. So we took this on a couple of years ago with the great help of a number of state organizations and Chiro Health USA and a number of people that helped us get this thing started while we were getting on our feet. But now we've been running with this thing ever since, and we've been doing a lot of lobbying, we've been doing a lot of work, and we finally now have in the NDAA at least proposed. We'll find out in July if it's going to take, but we have all of the support we need from the Senate Armed Services Committee, the House Armed Services Committee, the chairs of those organizations. Everyone is supporting that we put in a pilot project within the NDAA to be able to pick a base and actually hire the appropriate number of chiropractors to make that service available to our men and women in active duty. So we're working very, very aggressively to try to prove to the military why they need to start integrating chiropractic more appropriately. The path that we've been on has been interesting. It's not exactly what we started. We started to create commissioned officers, and we're finding that that's going to be a very large lift. And until the military understands the institutional need for this, that's going to be a very difficult thing to happen. So we've changed our strategy with the help of some of our members of the Armed Services Committees telling us the path that we think would be best. We've also located a number of servicemen and women that are pro-chiropractic that are helping us work from the inside. So lots of great work being done there. I hopefully will be able to share with you the update in July on whether that went through, but we believe right now we have word that it should get through, and then the fund gets to start, and we'll start actively working with different military bases and figuring out where to do this pilot, what branch, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much to all of you that are watching this, that have been aware of this work we've been doing, especially the state organizations, the Michigan Association of Chiropractors, Colorado Chiropractic Association, Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association, North Carolina Chiropractic Association, Chiro Health USA, so many great organizations that have helped us financially in the very beginning to get started with a pretty good contribution. So thank you for that, and know that your money has been well spent, and the work is getting done. And One Chiropractic's been carrying the load ever since, those initial 6 months. But we couldn't have done it without those organizations, so we're happy about that. The other conversation we're having with our lobbyists is really starting to understand the Department of Education, how that whole thing operates, what our options are to be able to really look at giving our schools the freedom to do the work that they need to do while remaining accredited. So a lot of great information. I'm learning a ton, and all that's doing is putting in a framework of how we're going to move forward to ensure that our profession has the right path moving forward, and that our students are getting the type of education that they need and the type of education that our profession deserves, as well as looking the implications on how all of that plays out. As I've shared with you, the reason this is an issue for us, and I'm going to keep telling you this because I need you to open your mind and have a bigger vision of the road ahead. The demand for chiropractic is going to become enormous. If we do not have the right type of people out there to continue to maintain the understanding that the adjustment is bigger than hard bone on soft nerve, bigger than just symptomatology, that it has the ability to impact neurology, that it's about the wholeness of health. Whole health is really the future of chiropractic, and we need chiropractors that believe in that. We need schools that are teaching that the right way. We need them to understand the power of the adjustment and the neurological implications. This is no longer about vitalistic versus mechanistic. This is about understanding understanding the power of the adjustment, bringing everyone together and understanding where chiropractic fits with the brain. And I know this is going to rattle some cages, but those of you that have known me, you can Google me, you can watch me, you understand I could hang with the Palmers, on philosophy, but I also understand the science, and I know where those two things meet, and I know the power of what happens when chiropractors are trained properly on adjusting techniques, and they don't replace it with other modalities that have not near the impact, but maybe have better reimbursement. So it's time for a revolution in our profession. It's time that we stop this bickering back and forth and we stop trying to be culturally relevant by fitting in with other groups. And it's time that we stand on the truth that we've always had from the Green Books from day one, but we hold true to that and we step forward creating a model and an infrastructure that makes sure that we can actually produce what it is we're talking about. That's happening in small pockets, and One Chiropractic and the Defense Council is committed to ensuring that becomes the reality moving forward. So I hope as people watch this that you're not getting defensive, that you're not getting upset, but you're willing to hear what I'm saying, because it's time that we stand up. It's time that chiropractic becomes the #1 healthcare choice in the world, because we deserve to be that. Not because we've altered who we are or what we do, but because we've got a better job of communicating it, and we have a profession that's actually achieving the quality of the information that we're actually relaying. So that is the goal. That is what we're doing here. I'm not trying to take down organizations. I'm not trying to shut anybody down, and I'm not trying to push my own agenda. What I'm trying to do is make sure that our profession heads the right direction for the right reasons. And honestly, with my honest opinion, we've been lost for the last 30 years. And I think the lack of growth within our own profession, the lack of understanding in our world, all of that is proof of my viewpoint. And so that's going to change. So thank you for loving us. Thank you for being a part of us. Spread the word. We need more people. Share this video so people understand the work that's being done. We don't do political work for the sake of politics. We do the work we need to do to make sure that chiropractic becomes the #1 healthcare choice in the world. And we're unapologetic about the path in which we're going to take to do that. We'll work with anyone and everyone, but we're done with the egos. We're done with the attitudes. We're done with the power struggles. This is about moving our profession forward in the right direction. And our organization is going to put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to do the work that needs to be done. So we love you. We appreciate you. Hopefully this gets you fired up this week and you're ready to go out and love and serve. You do what you do. You be the chiropractor. You be the person at the table, or you be the support staff. If you're watching this, you tell the truth of chiropractic, and rest assured that we're going to be doing the fighting that needs to be done to protect and enhance our profession moving forward. We love you. Have an absolutely incredible week this week. God bless.